Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Ailey. Today's video is going to be another video in the Vault Collection series. Today we're working with a Dark Magic. Don't look at my eyes so that you can't see the end result. I have to say, another win. It's just a really good palette. To be honest, I didn't use all of the shades in it. I haven't even swatched it yet, but working with them, you do have to build them up slowly and stuff like that, but they are just really good. Now, if you're coming to this video and you haven't seen my other videos, my first video I went into how much it costs and stuff like that, a little bit about the people that were having problems with the palette and stuff like that. So if you haven't seen that, I will link it up there for you. Click on that and go and watch that first. But today, really, we're just going to be talking about Dark Magic. What I intended to do was a video on each palette, so that if you don't have all the palettes, you don't really have to hear about all of them in like a really long video, because I really do think it'd probably be about an hour long if I was talking about all of them. And I really wanted to do a demonstration and a look with each palette as well, and I would have just been here for days if I had tried to do it all in one video. So if you wanted to see each individual palette, you could just click on one video, and then I will be doing a review of them all at the end, just to kind of tell you my thoughts on all of them kind of as a collection. So yeah, enough rambling. I am going to swatch these guys for you, and then we're going to kick on over to the demo portion of this video, and you can actually see them applied real time on my eyes. I didn't talk over this one just because I find that I tend to ramble and it would just end up taking forever, and my last video was like, I don't know, 17 minutes long or something like that, so I did not want this video to be that long. So I will say that with both palettes so far, I don't know about this one yet, but I have a hunch that it's just going to be the same. But with both the first palettes that I did, I've already done Armed and Gorgeous and Bling Boss, and I found that the swatches on them were rubbish. And then as soon as you dip a brush in it, so much colour comes up on the brush, it's unreal. Build up these colours slowly, don't just go in ham on them, because that's, especially with this dark palette, the pigment it's there. Yep, it is there. So there's more mattes in this palette anyway, so we're going to hop on over. I'm going to jump up and do some live swatches for you, and then we will jump over to the demo. Okay, so starting off we have Poof, and it's so close to my skin tone you probably can't even see it. Then we have Power Cut, which is a really nice kind of gunmetal-y shade. Then we have Shh, which doesn't swatch the best. Let's build it up a little bit. It's not too bad, but it's not fantastic. And then we have Trickery, which is a really nice green, a satin shade, more than a metallic or anything like that. Okay, so next we have Diversion. I think it's Diversion. Yeah, Diversion. Potion. Potion really doesn't swatch well. Busted. Okay, Busted swatches a little bit nicer. Inside Job, they swatch not too bad at all, but Potion isn't the best, so I'm just going to grab a little bit more of that and see about building it up. Still not great, to be honest. Okay, so the last two are Mojo and Temptress. Potion is a little bit harder to work with, but once you do sort of build it up, it's a little bit better. I would say be careful with your blending with it. You know, if you're going to be mixing in, you know, things like these darker shades or that, just because it could go quite muddy. But like I say, to be honest, they're maybe not very beginner friendly. I'm not the best blender in the world, but I have been doing it for a while now, and if you go back to my earlier videos, please don't go back to my earlier videos, but you will see that I have come a long way with my makeup. So maybe with them being a little bit higher pigment, it's not a wee bit like Subculture where they were just way, you know, like even people that were very experienced were struggling with them. But the more you kind of get used to them, the better you'll be with them. So I think that it's a little bit of both, you know, they do need a little bit of work, but the payoff and stuff like that, and they do blend. It's just you've got to be a little bit more careful. You can't just haphazardly slop them on and expect them to blend. I don't find that with the Jaclyn Hill, the original palette, but I know that some people are saying that you can't really go wrong with that. I do still think that you've got to play with that a little bit more. I just think that all the colours are so complementary that it doesn't really matter if you mix them, because they just mix nicely together and make like a new colour. So I don't know. That's my opinion anyway. You can take that however you want. But yeah, so same again. I mean, the swatches aren't horrible, but they aren't the best. You know, they aren't like a lot of people are making them look online. Maybe they are making them look like that. Maybe they're swatching them and building them up, because to be honest with you, they do build up really nicely. Okay, so that's enough of me rambling on. Anyway, you know that I like the palette. You know that I think it's worth the money, especially if you're going to go out and pay £15 for it. Definitely worth your money. If you want to see this look right here, then just keep watching. And if you have any more requests on any other shades you want to see me use in a look, then just let me know. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I will shoot you on over now to the demo and see you in my next video. Hey guys, so I'm doing this as a voiceover purely because I don't want this video to be an eternity long. So I am starting off today's look. Now bear with me, I don't know the shade names because this is a new palette, but I'm taking the lightest shade in the palette and I am just setting down the paint pot that I've put on my lids. Then I'm taking this sort of cool toned brown, I think it's called Shush or Shh, and I'm just putting down my guideline. If you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know what this is. I have hooded eyes, I like to pull my shadows up high, and I like to have a little bit of a guide. Then I'm taking that sort of pukey green shade. I will say this shade is the hardest to blend. As you can see here, I'm sort of taking my time with it. You can build it up really nicely, but it does sort of like to bunch up in a little line. I think this shade would be perfect for a cut crease, but yeah, it's a total pain in the arse, you know. It is what it is. I still like it though, but it's just very limited to what you can do with it. Then I'm taking this sort of tealy green shade. This has to be my favourite colour in the whole palette. And I'm patting this on my outer corners and my inner corners because I'm going for a sort of halo / spotlight eye look. These are my favourite looks to do just now, and patting this shade on and blending it out just slightly, it seems to work totally fine. It's really nicely pigmented. I really wouldn't normally use a brush like this. This is a new brush to me and it worked really nicely. I'm taking that Shush shade again and I'm just blending out the edges before I add more of that sort of rich pukey green colour in. I'm sorry, that's the best way to describe it. And then it's Poison. There we go. I just seen it on the screen there and cheated. So I've just added that in just so you can see it peeking through at the top there. And then I'm taking the shimmery shade that you just saw me pick up and I'm popping this in the middle as my sort of main shade, if you want to call it. These, I will say, if you put these shimmer shades, I've just discovered this today, on top of any of the shadows from the palette, they don't work. Don't ask me why, I really don't know. I'll try and maybe show you in one of my other videos, but it just doesn't work. But on top of a base, set with, you know, like a paler shadow, it works amazingly. As you can see, that wasn't wet and it wasn't done with my finger, it was done with a little brush, and they just go on so nicely. I love the shimmers in these palettes. I'm taking the lightest shade from the palette there again, and I'm just going to do highlighting under my brow bone, and I did a little bit in my inner corner as well. Then I'm taking the same shades and doing my lower lash line the same way I do with all of my other looks, and then I'm going to go off camera, finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so that's the look complete, and I have to say I am really impressed with this palette. I didn't really have high hopes for it, and I am in love with these colours. Oh my... So I used Power Cut, I used Poof, I used Potion, and I used Inside Job. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I would love if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see any of the other videos, I will have linked them in the cards up here somewhere, but I'll have them linked in the description box for you as well. And obviously you can subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of them. And I think that's pretty much it. So hopefully I will see you in my next video. I do upload every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so I'll see you then.